Pick up the phone on 0818 104 106. John, good morning.
Morning, how are you, sir?
Oh, good. Just with regards to this hate speech update to our legislation, your thoughts on that?
Just before I start there was a caller this morning, said when it was kind of rebuking you and saying that you weren't kind of tough enough on the politicians. In fairness, I think no one has been tougher. I've heard you interviewed Simon Corbyn, and you could almost feel him through the radio squirming in his seat.
I don't know about squirming. He's well able to give. Can I tell you that, thank you for that, but I think that I grilled them so much that they are very, very slow to talk to me anymore now. That's the impression I get.
That's a good sign on your part, because it just shows that they're afraid to come on your show, so that's a plus for you. And a plus for us out here listening, because they're afraid of you.
Yeah. Okay. Much of this will change, though, and my future is far from secure under this kind of legislation.
That's the problem. I don't know how we're going to run, or you're going to run your show. How am I going to be able to contribute with my views? But some people know me and pro-life and everything, and how controversial I am. I'm totally against abortion. I mean, how am I going to get my say out there? How are you going to facilitate me and others that will say deniers of, will say, the vaccines or whatever, which they are entitled to? The last time we were living in some kind of a democracy under a constitution. But if this comes in here, this is the most dangerous piece of legislation will ever be passed.
You would not be allowed to protest anywhere near, I would imagine, a hospital or clinic that facilitated terminations, for instance.
Well, when Joe Harris, the Curtin Commissioner,
you would be reported for that.
Yeah, he was asked about that, about the exclusion zones, and he said, as far as he was concerned, these were peaceful protests. He said, Public Order Act covered anything. He's seen nothing out of order happening. He said there was no need for the bringing exclusion zones. But this government, this Fine Gael government, backed up by their fellow Tableaus, Micheál Martin and the Finn Féin Party, are now trying to bring in, basically what they're trying to do here, they want to shut down all dissent and all type of protests, right? Whether it be the amount of people coming into this country, whether it be people for pro-life, whether it be people about services, whether it be people about anything. They want to shut it down completely.
Okay, and you marching in the Corpus Christi procession, though, with the pro-life banner, that's antagonistic, though, at least, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's like I had my jacket on, Cork pro-life, and I had my cross on top of it, because I'm a baptised Christian. I believe abortion is murder. And I marched. I was quite entitled to march in that. There was one woman, started giving out to me, but I told her, I said, you're here today. I said, as a Christian, I'm here today as a Christian. I'm here for the unborn, right? And her husband...
But was that the right place to be making your point? This was the celebration of people's religion. They had been denied it for many years because of all of the COVID stuff. It's tough enough, say, for instance, to get people to flock towards the Catholic Church without those that turn up for the Eucharistic procession having to march with you.
Well, I was there, you see, for the unborn. Like, there's 35,000 babies that have been aborted already. So someone has to say, the day was Corpus Christi, the body of Christ. I was there for the body of the unborn. That's why I was there.
Yeah, but that would be more suited to a pro-life camp, to a pro-life rally. Not Corpus Christi.
I was there to honour them, like, on the Corpus Christi on the day, their body on the day. So I think, like, I was legitimate what I done. Now, a lot of people were delighted, and they said, well done for coming, the whole lot, right? But going forward, if this comes...
So if you were to say abortion is murder on the air, for instance, somebody takes offence to that because they, for instance, went through a very traumatic rape and had a termination as a result of it, and found your comment hateful, I'd be prosecuted, you'd be prosecuted.
Well, they don't even have to have gone through any trauma.
No, I'm giving you an example of somebody that might take offence. I'm just using that as an example. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the whole way. Like, already, there's one individual that's doing a show similar to you, but not in Cork, right? And he's now after putting up a podcast like him in, and you might find yourself having to do this to get ahead of the hate speech laws, right? He's adjusted the server, like in America, which means the broadcasting authority, the police can't touch him, right? Because he's now licensed with the podcast through an American server.
Well, that's interesting. Right? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, I mean that's an avenue maybe you might have to go look at. But look, if this comes in, Neil, as I said, the most dangerous piece of legislation ever proposed, they might still take down the tricolour, right, and put up the Chinese or the North Korean flag.
Okay.
And I tell you, there's no way in God's earth that me and others are going to be stopped, or rights our rights as sovereign Irish citizens.
But you don't have a right to be hurtful or to incite hatred or say nasty things about people.
Well, this is it. I mean, like, who says nasty things? I mean, it was mentioned there again about the library, what happened in the library. Those people went in there again, the crap reporting that went on, like in some papers, right? I mean, the guy bought the book himself and brought his own book in. And
I know he did. Yeah, he brought in his own book and tore it up. But they're filming staff in there. They're squaring up to staff in there, and they're filming them.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to report something, report it right on the paper. Like, I mean, the same thing came out again the other day on the paper again, that library property was damaged. There was no library property damaged, right? Now, the thing is, look, as I said, going forward, I mean, people have to lobby their senators. Sean Cogan was right on this, because we cannot allow this to happen. Like, because if we do, we're finished.
All right, let me get some more calls on this and a lot of texts as well. Anthony, good morning.
Yeah, well, I think